Okay, so now we've got our fox. We're ready to board him. He's been fleshed. I'm going to go ahead and I've set him on the board and got him kind of squared away. I'm using a split board. I use a split board just simply because with the flipping process, I just find it easier to take them on and off. Same process if you're using a solid board. Okay, we've got our fox here, and we get him on the board and kind of centered up. Now the thing with split boards is, and I use a very wide split board, I'm only splitting them about a ½ inch, just enough where I can go in and out. But if you're using those real thin boards where you really got to separate them, make sure you maintain a good centered position with your fox. A lot of times you'll see people and they'll set it up, and then once they split that board, after they get everything tacked, then their pelt will be off center. So just keep that in mind. So anyway, just gonna take the feet here, and we're just gonna square them up a little bit. Okay. Now then, on a fox, we've got markings. You can see you can see my board's marked right there. It's 28 inches. You're either gonna be above it or below it. In this case, we're well below it, so we're not going to worry about pulling them, stretching them, anything like that. We're going to take our fox and we're going to open his foot completely up. Okay, and we're going to either put a tack or a staple right on the foot. We're going to come around to this other side here, and we're going to do the exact same thing. Okay, you can see it's tacked open real nice. Next, we're going to come around to the rear end side, and we're going to take, and we're just going to kind of work it down with our hands. And you can use staples or pins. However, I prefer pins. You're just going to take real simple. The base of the tail's up here. There'll be about an inch down to the hide. Just take you a pin or a staple, and we're just going to pin it right there at the bottom, nice straight across on both sides. One pin here, one pin there. The tail, we're just going to leave dangled. Next, we're going to come up to the face. Now, I'm going to take the ears, and they're going to be pinned in the forward position whenever we flip it. They're going to be pinned in the reverse before we flip. And what that does is that just lets air get around. So what I've got here is I've taken, and I like to use a little borax. If you let your borax sit outside in the humidity, it balls up in little clumps and it's easier to mess with. So what we're going to do is, in these areas here, the ears, we're going to pin them forward and back. We're just going to take a little bit of borax and we're going to rub right here. And what that borax does is it'll speed up the drying process. Okay. So we got our ears here, and we're going to pin them forward. And then whenever we flip our hide, they're going to be flipped inside. Just going to take one pin there, one pin there. That borax will kind of help to dry that a little bit. Next, we're going to turn around to the arms. We left our arms long intentionally so we can mess with them here. There's no real need for long arms on a fox. So you can see right there's the elbow. Cut them off. Now whenever we flip this pelt, those will stay on the inside and they'll be pulled into the up position. You don't want open arms on a pelt because whenever they drum it, it could get caught. Next, we're going to come around here to the face area. Move the camera up. Bottom lip has no usage, so we're just going to take it and pull it up right where it becomes taut. That's where we're going to start our cut, and we're just going to work it right up and around. And we're just going to come around to the other side and we're going to do the same thing. And you can see that's created a nice even look there. Okay. Next we're going to come down to the arms and just take just a little bit of our borax block here, because this is where he's going to hang. This won't get as much air, so we want to get a little borax underneath that. Okay, finally, you don't really want to create an inspection window in a fox or a coyote, but you do want to just kind of clean up the area just to make the pelt look nice. So we've got, and we're going to come right up just right where it becomes taut and just kind of take just a slight little sliver out of that. And all we're looking for is a nice clean edge. Okay, we want good lines is what we want. Now then, we're coming around to the tail and we're going to put a little borax right in that tail area. It's already split, it's open, it's going to dry proper. Okay, this is our boarded fox right here. We're going to hang him up and we're going to let him dry for, depends on the temperatures, but for me it's usually about 12 to 16 hours. And what it's going to do is it's going to dry this hide on the outside a little bit until it becomes rough, like your hands roughing around on paper. And whenever he becomes dry like that, usually how everything will dry is everything will be dry and you'll lift right here into the arms and there'll just be a little indentation where it's not quite dry yet. And whenever it becomes like that, I'll show that to you, and then we're going to take this fox and we're going to take him off the stretcher and we're going to flip him around the first side. So the only thing left for me to do here is we've got our fox here. We're going to take, I'm going to open him up just a little bit. The NAFA specifications, he needs to be about 6 3/4 inches at the base, which is what he is. And we're going to take him and we're going to just hang him up and we're going to let him dry. So anyway, we'll get that done and we'll get back with you whenever we're ready to flip them. Okay, guys?